Hello everyone. I hope you are all doing well by the grace of Almighty God. Thank you so much for watching Najia Cartoons. My dear Najia family, this is the first time in 3 years that I am making a small request. If you enjoy our work, please help us grow by sharing our videos, subscribing to the channel, and supporting us like one family. Your love and support truly mean a lot to us. Now, let's talk about today's episode, which we have received all the way from Nigeria, shared by Madam Ruth. It's a wonderful and powerful story, and I'm sure you'll learn something valuable from it. Today's episode highlights an important message about people who live their lives carelessly, without realizing what they are saying or doing. Such people often speak without thinking, act without control, and end up harming themselves through their own carelessness. In this episode, we will explain why a person should never live life carelessly. Instead, one must live with understanding, wisdom, and awareness. Always think before you speak and act wisely in every situation. So now, let's begin this video together and see what happens in today's powerful episode.
You know what? Yesterday my husband called me and said something really funny. He told me, every time I fight with you, it costs me a lot. Just one argument with you becomes really expensive, because I have to do so much to make you happy again. Oh really? So, what does he do to make you happy after a fight? Well, honestly, it's true. Every time we have a fight or even a small debate, I stop talking to him completely. I sit quietly, upset, and he can't stand that. Then he takes me out for shopping, buys me gifts, and later we go to a nice restaurant for dinner. Only then do I finally forgive him. So that means your husband must really regret fighting with you. He probably thinks, now that the fight has happened, I'll have to spend a lot just to make peace again. You can even ask him yourself, he's sitting right there. Poor guy always says, one fight with my wife costs me more than $250. And he's right, he really gets trapped every time. Wow, Harper, that's so cute though. It shows he truly loves you and doesn't like to see you upset. Yes, he does. But honestly, sometimes I feel he's too soft with me. He just can't stay angry for long. Even when I'm wrong, he ends up being the one to make peace. That's a beautiful thing, Harper, you know. Not every husband does that. You both are blessed to have each other. May your love always stay strong and full of understanding.
Harper, you know, I want to ask you something, and please don't take it the wrong way. Why did you have to tell your friend all those details? Things like my husband takes me shopping after every fight, or he says every fight with me costs him a lot of money. What was the need to say all that?
Oh come on, Richard, what's wrong with that? I was just having a light conversation with my friend, not announcing it on TV.
That's not the point. These are our personal matters, things between a husband and wife. Don't you think some things should stay between us? I mean, there are thousands of things in a marriage, and not everything needs to be shared or shown to others.
Richard, you're overreacting again. Why do you make an issue out of everything? I didn't say anything bad about you. I just told her how you handle me lovingly after fights. Isn't that something to feel good about?
It's not about good or bad. It's about privacy and respect. Our fights, our makeup moments, our small personal things, they belong to us, not to the world. I don't understand what logic makes you open up so much in front of people.
Oh, so now I can't even talk to my friends? You want me to act like a robot? It was just a casual talk, you're turning it into a lecture again.
No, I'm not asking you to stop talking. I'm just saying, think before you speak. There's a difference between sharing and exposing. The kind of careless talking you do sometimes, that's how careless people act, without realizing how it affects others.
All right, enough. You've made your point, Mr. Serious. Now please stop the lecture and just drive. I'm not in the mood for a long speech. Let me enjoy some music instead of your radio mode.
Olivia, you know, your friend who came today, Harper. I have to say something about her. I don't mean to sound rude, but she really gave me a strange impression. She's married, she has kids, yet the way she was talking, it felt too loose, too casual. She was sitting there, openly talking about her fights with her husband, saying my husband says this, my husband says that, as if she forgot where she was.
Liam, yes, I noticed that too. She does talk like that, without thinking what's appropriate and what's not. She was just going on and on about how her husband gets angry, how he convinces her later, and how much he spends to make her happy. I was honestly just sitting there listening. It felt awkward.
Exactly. And I was watching her husband's face the whole time. The poor guy looked so uncomfortable, he kept moving in his seat, looking around like he wanted the ground to swallow him. He forced a fake smile, but anyone could tell he was angry inside.
You're right. He was trying to hide his expression, but I could see he wasn't liking it either. My friend Harper really has no control over her words. She doesn't realize what should be shared and what should stay private between a husband and wife.
That's what I'm saying. She might be a nice person, but that kind of talk shows recklessness. There are personal matters that belong only in a couple's room, not in front of others. I don't understand how people can be so careless, talking without thinking, just for attention or to look interesting.
True. She wasn't always like this. Back in college, she used to be a bit talkative, but not this reckless. Now she's gotten worse, blurting out private things like it's casual gossip. It's embarrassing sometimes.
That's what I thought. When I saw her today, it reminded me of how carelessness can ruin respect. You might think it's just casual conversation, but for her husband, it probably feels like being exposed in public.
You're right. I'll be more careful too. I don't want to become like that. There should be limits, even in friendship. A person who can't control their words ends up hurting the ones closest to them. Mom, today when our school ends and the driver comes to pick me up, please come along too. My teacher asked to meet you. Oh really? Why does your teacher want to meet me, sweetheart? Is everything all right? Yes, everything's fine. It's just that our exams are starting after 15 days, and the teacher wants to discuss the exam schedule with you. And besides that, it's a normal parent meeting too. Okay. So all the parents will be there too, right? Yes, teacher said every parent must come. She even told me to give you this note. It has the time and date written on it. All right, no problem at all. I'll come. Don't worry about it, I won't miss it. Okay, Mom. Just making sure. You sometimes forget, so I was reminding you. Come on, Emily. Do you think I'm that careless? I'm not as forgetful as you think. I'll be there on time, promise. Thank you for coming, Miss Harper. Exams are coming up, and there are a few things parents must notice carefully about their children. I called you because your younger daughter needs a little extra attention in mathematics. This is important. These finals reflect a whole year's work, and the math paper affects whether she moves on to the next class. We want to help her prepare properly. Oh yes, I know, exams are important. But honestly, if you ask my husband, he would just transfer her to the most expensive school in the city. He always says, if you want, I'll enroll them in the best school money can buy. We have no shortage of money, you know. We can afford any school we want. I appreciate that you can provide resources, but changing schools isn't always the solution. Right now, we need to focus on practical steps, extra worksheets, a short daily math routine at home, and perhaps a few remedial classes. She struggles with basic concepts like fractions and word problems. Consistent practice will help more than prestige. My husband already told me that if I don't like anything he'll move us. But really, this school is very good too, it has a good reputation. Besides, after the exams we're planning a big trip for the children. They deserve a treat, a lovely outing or a fine restaurant, something special. They study hard. I'll reward them. Isn't that a better motivation? A reward can be motivating, yes, but it cannot replace steady study. I'm worried because her performance in class shows she doesn't participate in math lessons and skips practice. If you can help by supervising a short daily practice or allowing a tutor for a few weeks, we can make real progress before the exam. Tutor? I suppose we could consider it, but honestly, I don't want to rush into that. My husband insists money isn't the issue. He even offered to get her private coaching at any institute I choose. I told him it's unnecessary because this school is perfectly fine. Don't worry, she'll be all right. We'll figure something glamorous later, maybe a trip to celebrate. The kids will love it. Honestly, my head is hurting. How long did she go on? All that talk about her husband, money, and trips, while I was trying to explain that her daughter is weak in mathematics. I only wanted a simple, cooperative response: yes, we'll work on it. Not this endless show. Does she even hear what I said? I told her the child struggles with fractions and word problems, and what did she do? Brag about how her husband can enroll them in the most expensive school. That's not the point. Practice and guidance are what the child needs, not prestige. It's frightening how some people are so careless with words. They speak without thinking, expose private matters, then call it sharing. I can't understand how her husband tolerates it. He must feel embarrassed hearing all this. My real worry is for the girl. While her mother daydreams about trips and fancy schools, the child needs structure, time, and consistent practice. This reckless attitude of ignoring the real problem will only harm the child's future. Richard, I told the teacher exactly what she needed to hear. I asked her straight, "Your note says my daughter is weak in math, but why panic? My husband has no shortage of money. He can enroll our children in the most expensive school in the city." I told her not to worry.
So did you go there to brag about our money, or did you go to ask how we can help our daughter improve? Be honest, did you really listen to what the teacher said about her math problems?
Come on, Richard, you always turn everything into a lecture. I told the teacher that we can afford any school and that money isn't the issue. That should have assured her. What more did she want me to say?
That's exactly my point, Harper. You went there and turned a serious talk about our child's performance into a show of wealth. Did you even ask which topics Emily struggles with? Did you promise to help her practice? Or did you just talk about trips and schools?
You always act like the wise one, Richard. Why do you always say I make mountains out of molehills? I said what needed to be said, that our children are well taken care of. That should be enough.
No, it's not enough. You have this habit of speaking for the spotlight. Your words confuse the real issue. A smart person listens when a teacher points out a weak subject. Why are you so careless with what you say? Do you not care about our daughter's future?
Maybe you need a brain check. Always so serious, always so critical. I'm not careless. I know how to handle things. Stop acting like you're the only one to think straight.
I don't need a brain check. I only want you to be reasonable for once. Think before you speak. Our daughter needs effort, not empty remarks about money and prestige. Day by day, as my wife gets older, she seems to grow even more careless. I don't understand. How long can I keep correcting her? Doesn't she ever stop to think before she speaks? She doesn't realize what kind of effect her behavior has on our children. They're watching everything: how she talks, how she reacts, how she ignores important things. Her carelessness is leaving marks on their hearts, and she doesn't even see it. It's as if nothing matters to her. She just talks endlessly, saying whatever comes to mind. There's no pause, no thought, no awareness. Sometimes I wonder, how can someone be this reckless? She's crossed every limit of carelessness. And that habit of showing off, always speaking loudly in front of people, flaunting stories that should stay private. Does she think people admire her for that? No. They judge. They see her foolishness, and I'm the one left embarrassed. The wise guard their tongue and consider their ways, but the foolish speak without thought and bring trouble on themselves. Maybe she's forgotten that life isn't meant to be lived recklessly. Every careless word we speak plants a seed, and someday, we all have to face what we've sown. Dear God, Please give my wife wisdom and understanding. Touch her heart and open her mind to see the things she cannot see about herself. Help her to leave behind this careless and thoughtless behavior that hurts our home. Fill her with calmness, maturity, and grace so she may speak with kindness and act with awareness. God, guide her to walk wisely, to think before she talks, and to bring peace into our family. Amen.
Freya, you know, I've made your work much easier now. You won't have any trouble washing clothes anymore. I've ordered a brand new automatic washing machine. It'll be delivered in 2 or 3 days. Really, madam? That's wonderful news. You did a great thing. It was really needed. The old one was giving a lot of trouble. Yes, at first I thought of buying a simple one, but then I called my husband at his office and asked for his opinion. He said, buy whatever you like. If you want an expensive brand, go for it. Don't worry about the price. That's so nice of madam. You're very blessed to have such a generous husband. Of course. When he said that, I didn't think twice. I picked up my phone right away and placed the order. It's one of the most expensive models, full automatic, digital display, everything modern. That sounds amazing, madam. It will make things so much easier for both of us. Exactly. And honestly, when the one paying for it doesn't have an issue, why should I? Right? He said I could buy whatever I want, so I did. Life's too short to worry about money when you can afford comfort. Emily, you know, even though we're young and shouldn't talk about elders like this, sometimes I really feel Mama should think before she speaks. The way she was talking in front of the maid today, it just didn't feel right. Exactly. I was thinking the same. Mama was sitting there, talking about how expensive the new washing machine is and how Daddy told her to buy anything she wants. While that poor maid was just standing there quietly. Yes, and don't forget, that same maid told Mama just a few days ago how her husband lost his leg in an accident. She said they were struggling so much just to buy food every day. I remember that. The maid even told Mama how her kids had to leave school because they couldn't afford the fees. And still, Mama keeps talking about luxury things like money, brands, and trips, as if she doesn't realize how that might hurt her. It must feel awful for the maid to hear all that. She shared her pain with Mama, hoping for understanding, but instead, Mama keeps showing off. It's so careless. Yes, it's not just careless, it's insensitive. When someone opens up about their struggles, you should show empathy, not pride. I wish Mama understood that words can hurt just as much as silence sometimes. Exactly. She doesn't mean to hurt anyone, but she speaks without thinking. I just hope one day she realizes how her careless words affect people, especially the ones who already have pain in their hearts. Lately, I've started noticing something. Whenever I talk to people, they listen to me, yes, but there's always that strange expression on their faces, that faint smile in their eyes. As if my words don't really matter anymore. Even my husband has stopped trying to explain things to me. He just stays quiet now, as if he's given up. But why? I never meant harm to anyone. I've never wished anything bad for people. Still, there's something odd in people's behavior, like a silent distance, a sense of disinterest in the air. It feels like whatever I say just disappears without meaning. Like my words have lost their weight. Even my children. They only listen halfway. Before I can finish, they leave the room, without even looking back. Why is everyone drifting away from me? What am I doing wrong?
Living recklessly or carelessly may seem harmless at first, but it slowly poisons your relationships, your peace, and even your purpose. When a person speaks without thinking, ignores how others feel, or constantly puts their own opinions above everyone else's, they begin to lose the respect and trust of people around them. Words spoken without thought can wound deeply. Once they are said, they can't be taken back. Carelessness in speech or behavior shows a lack of emotional awareness, a blindness to the feelings of others. And when someone lives like that for too long, they end up surrounded not by friends, but by people who quietly avoid them. What begins as small acts of thoughtlessness eventually grows into a pattern of insensitivity that can destroy both reputation and relationships. A wise life is built on understanding, humility, and self-control. Carelessness, however, leads to pride, the kind that makes a person believe they are always right and others are always wrong. When someone keeps pushing their words above others, refusing to listen, they close the door to wisdom. The truth is, real strength lies in restraint. A wise heart knows when to speak and when to stay silent. A gentle tongue can break a bone, meaning that kindness and thoughtfulness have far greater power than arrogance or rash words. People who live carelessly often don't realize that their behavior silently teaches others not to take them seriously. Over time, others stop trusting their words, stop respecting their advice, and begin to see them as immature or self-centered. Spiritually, living recklessly is dangerous because it blinds the soul. The more a person ignores wisdom, the more distant they become from peace. God calls us to live with understanding, to treat others with respect, to speak with grace, and to think before we act. A careless life is like building a house on sand. It looks fine for a while, but when storms come, everything collapses. A wise person, however, builds on a firm foundation, on discipline, compassion, and humility. When we start living thoughtfully, we gain not only respect from others, but also peace within ourselves. Carelessness may seem easy, but wisdom brings strength, honor, and a lasting sense of purpose that no careless word or action can ever replace.
You know what? I finally understand everything you've been trying to tell me. You were right, it's my fault, and I accept my mistake.
That's why I always tell you to think before you speak. Don't live life carelessly. It always brings loss in one way or another.
I can see that now. I've started noticing how people laugh at me, how they don't take my words seriously anymore.
Exactly. When we speak without wisdom, people stop respecting us. They stop listening because they don't see any value in our words.
Yes, you're right. I don't want to live like that anymore. I want to change the way I think, the way I speak. From now on, I will live my life the way God teaches us, to speak with wisdom, to act with grace, and to live thoughtfully.
If you like my work, show your support through super thanks. Thanks for watching Nagia Cartoons. May God bless you all. Amen. See you soon. Take care everyone. Bye.